Garden Show on WHHI-TV. I'm Louise Hodges, and I'm here talking with Jerry Bridges, who is an expert on fertilizer. And in our previous segment, we talked about the different ingredients that are in fertilizers and how the ratio is so important. And now Jerry's going to share with us actually how you apply it, where you apply it, and he's just going to give us a whole lot of more information. So thank you.
Okay, so we're going to start talking about starter fertilizers. Why starter fertilizers? What's the main thing you do when you go to a nursery? You buy plants to plant them, which means you need to start them, which means you need root growth. Plants, an established plant, the roots extend 3 times the radius of the branches. So you've really got to push those roots before they can take over.
And another thing that's very important is the success of the roots translates directly to the success of the plant.
Bingo.
Yes.
It's the digestive system, basically. If you have no digestive system, you have no energy, no ability to think, you're run down. And that's what happens a lot of times. Plants get run down.
That's why fertilizer is so important.
So we have 2 ways to apply starter fertilizers. One that we sell here at the nursery is a liquid that you apply at planting and then once a week for several weeks. And if it's a bigger plant, you apply it for more weeks, maybe 2 months, because a big tree needs a lot more roots.
Yeah, there's more to feed.
More feed. So it's a 4 to 10 to 3 ratio fertilizer, which means it's 2.5 times as high in the phosphorus than it is in the nitrogen, which we covered just a minute ago, last segment, how important that is. Another one that I like is a granule. We're going to start selling this here at the nursery soon in small bags, so it's easy to get.
And so that's a slow release.
It's a slow release.
Okay.
This will last 3 to 4 months. And it's 13-24-6. Again, it's pushing root growth.
And it's constantly feeding the plant.
And it's
so if you see a plant in the landscape and it turns yellow, that can sometimes mean that you need more food.
It does.
And you need Jerry.
Also, these push blooming as well. So if you have begonias and you want to really push them and you don't mind every week, use the root stimulator.
Perfect.
Every week. If you want to just put it down once and you've got your azaleas coming up, I fertilize 2 to 3 times a year. March 17th, early spring. Labor Day, late spring. For palms and tropicals, late summer would be Memorial Day. And so if you're wanting to push camellias or azaleas, you fertilize them with the first number high, and then you, the second fertilization, you do the middle number high.
Okay. So in lawns, we've got so many different kinds of grasses
Bingo.
here. Yeah.
So, using a high like we covered in the last segment, this is 4 times the ratio of the phosphorus. So you're switching it to strong growth. You use this on St. Augustine, Zoysia Bermuda. This would be a monthly application from April to August. Remember tax day, April 15th. Here we can actually go to the beginning of April most of the time to put down your lawn fertilizer. Centipede is a different critter. So it recycles its middle number. You don't need it. That gives you a competitive advantage over blooms. Dandelions need to bloom to spread all over the world. Well, if they don't have phosphorus, they don't bloom as much. That's a good thing. If they grow great and are beautiful little green plants, but they're not blooming, you're not getting more.
So how important fertilizer is not only to the plants that you want to perform, but the ones you don't want to perform. That's
yes.
Great.
So a 15-0-15 or an 18-3-18 are 2 commonly available ratios. Perfect. For centipede, and you only fertilize centipede once a year.
All right. Okay.
Soil testing, and here we get it from Clemson, is very important. It costs, I think, $6.
Go Tigers.
Costs $6. You take a little quart amount from several spots in the ground, you mix them all up, and if you have radically different soils, like maybe in Sun City, you've got clays and you might have sands in another area, then you take samples from each different area because they're different soils. Soil is very important.
Thank you so much for joining us today for the Garden Show. That was some wonderful information. Thank you, Jerry, from LowCo Gardeners. Please be sure to come by LowCo Gardeners. They're located in Port Royal, Beaufort, on Paris Island Gateway across from the Food Lion. That was wonderful information. Thanks again. See you next time.